everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another episode of
Mum
and Son. I am Jay, I'm the son.
and I'm Alicia, I'm the mum.
And it's great to have you guys back for another episode. So today's episode...
So I noticed you were kind of putting some stuff together and looked like you were clearing out really some of those old clothes and old things, and you mentioned something that came to mind today.
Yeah, well, you know, if
share.
the old clothes don't fit, you have to get rid of that. I was joking. Nah, I mean, the truth is that, we were talking about it and we were thinking about some things. Well, we'll look into it a bit deeper, but this episode is about giving. And the importance of giving, and how powerful it can actually be as well.
Definitely a very, very powerful demonstration of sort of sharing either a part of yourself or any aspects that you wish to share, because that energy of giving somehow is also an energy of receiving.
I think, because that's what we were talking about, was about, when you're giving, because I had some clothes that I was getting rid of and stuff. One, I felt I didn't even need them because, I wasn't using them anymore. But not only did I not need them, it's about, what of it could I kind of give? And that's what we thought about. We're going to break down giving in many different forms.
Sure.
But this was just the initial way of giving, because it's like, wow, if I give, that's a good thing and that's great. But I'm also opening myself to say that I'm ready for more, that I'm ready for new. It's
Correct.
kind of like moving on my old.
Yeah.
And, giving it, which is a nice thing to do, but also sort of opening myself to receiving new.
Yeah,
well.
Because they always say that when you clear out or have a good clear out, you're preparing yourself to allow something new to come in. And so, not only is this going to be good for energy wise to get rid of the old, but you are definitely, by getting rid of the old, you're inviting in the new.
The new.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's true.
And I guess that's kind of one side of it of giving, because when I used to look, in the past in life and that and stuff, I think a lot of us, we always think about, I'm trying to get this, or I haven't got that yet, or I'm still waiting for this to happen, and so on and so forth. Whether we have personal goals or whether we just feel that we're entitled to be receiving something by now for whatever reason. But sometimes we miss out on the whole part of the process, which is actually, what do I have? Whether it's money or clothes, it doesn't even matter. What do I have as well within myself that
I can share?
I could be sharing, that I could be sort of giving.
Yeah. And
so on. Because the paradox in that is that when you do that, it's almost like you start receiving stuff back as well, and that's the like kind of,
that is like
the
a paradox,
the mystical
isn't it?
Paradox
aspect
about
to
this
it,
is that when you hear that, you go, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, or I don't have much to give,
or I don't have much to give, so therefore what can I
receive?
Because you may look at it too much in money terms or something else, but when you just start to give in some type of way, you really do open yourself up to receive more, to get back that which you're putting out. Correct. It does start to happen.
And with giving, as we said, you don't always have to think of it in monetary terms. You have to kind of open this whole aspect of giving. You can give of yourself, you can give a smile, you can give a helping hand, you can give, something from the heart. You can give of your love, you can give of your appreciation, you can give in any way that helps another or uplifts another or does some sort of good in some way. And when you do it unconditionally, it's a nice thing where, even if it's a smile, giving a smile, you may say, well, I have nothing to give today. What do I have? I'm the one who needs things. But even if you just give a smile, that can uplift someone or change their day.
True.
and it can just change the dynamics or the energy flow, so that by giving you suddenly start to receive, and the more you give, the more it's like the universe is abundant. So the more you give, the more abundance can come to you or manifest and flow your way. That's what,
I mean,
not everyone sees it in that way, but I'm just saying that, no matter how you see it, by giving, you open the way for abundance to also be received or flow your way. It's like opening a channel.
Yeah, I think so, because I think that like when you giving just makes you more open to receiving. Because in some way you're having to
open yourself up.
You're not focusing on what you can get. You know what I mean?
You're focusing on what you can give.
Yeah, and then it's like in doing that, you kind of, because let's say that we'll go back to the smile analogy. If you're waiting to get a smile from someone or something like that,
it may never come.
But if you give a smile out to someone, you may find that they may smile back.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, once again, whatever you're kind of giving out there is kind of coming back to you in some type of way.
Yes.
And I've kind of seen that to happen in life a lot. And as you said, when it happens in an unconditional way, that's almost the best time, because when you just do something
from the heart or soul,
because when you do something thinking, well, I still want this, so if I do this, it better lead to me getting what I want.
No.
That's when it kind of it just kind of doesn't really work or play off.
No, because you're allowing your mind to outthink or to think and create the process, which just never works. Do you know what I mean? Your mind cannot dream up of how things are going to kind of come to you or manifest. So by doing it conditionally, then you're not, you're trying to fix it or make it happen in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's you defeat the object, I believe, in that thought process. But
that's resistance.
Yeah. You're right.
It's resistance because you're trying to control something.
It. Correct.
But when you unconditionally do it, that's the whole point of the letting go, the opening to receiving, because that's what you're also
doing. You're ready to receive in many ways. You're not saying I'm doing this. You don't give a smile to say, oh, I want to make money. You give a smile because you feel like giving it, and someone may smile back, and someone may say, hey, tell you something unexpected, or I mean I had a case when I was younger where I used to get a bus to work, and there was a girl about my age, I was in my late teens, early 20s, and she used to get the bus as well, and it came a thing where we just started just saying kind of a smile turned to hello, then we got chatting, and she told me about an amazing job offer, because I told her what I was doing, and what I didn't like my job, and she told me about this amazing job offer, and she gave me all the details of how to apply, how to get everything, and that changed my life. So I mean, really did change my life, set me on a completely different path, and I'll never forget her for that. And it's something that it all began with a smile. That's how powerful it can be.
That's a powerful story, and that's how powerful it can be.
Yeah.
And as you said, like, you didn't do that knowing.
I didn't know that she was gonna. No way.
You just did it.
It was just like being friendly and
whatever, of just giving, and then that's what came about. From
and actually we became really good friends, and
even that. So like, you never know sometimes even what new relationships can, like, whether it's friendships or whether it's like, for some people it may be more of a
even you might
real relationship.
You might even see someone you know, on the train or whatever, and, you know, nice guy, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You see, the whole point of giving isn't, as we said, it's not about sort of giving what you don't have. Or sometimes we think, hey, when I have this much, or when I'm in a better position with how I feel in myself, then I can give of myself more. Yeah. But you'll find that when you just give of yourself, you almost feel better. You become better. You know? So whether
actually, that's a really
whether
good
we
point.
talk about getting back,
yeah.
is also sometimes what it does for you yourself.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because you feel better within yourself by that action. You know, that action, it has a feel-good factor, and it doesn't matter how big or small it is. You know, even if you help an old lady across the road, you think, yeah, I did a nice thing today. Or you get up off your seat and offer it to someone. You know, any little thing like that is giving, and it makes you feel good.
It does.
You know, you come away thinking, I feel good about myself. Doesn't matter. It might be a factor that uplifts you for the day. Just that simple action.
Very much.
Just something simple as that can feel uplifting throughout your day. And even that can change what happens throughout your day for you.
It's because that's how,
like that.
Yeah, because that's how powerful it is. Yeah. Because the things we're talking about here, they sound simple, they sound like, but I'm losing something, or I'm giving out, so therefore, like, why would I not do that without getting something back? Or am I giving too much of myself? Or like, you know, like, I'm losing more because I'm giving more, or something like that. But the truth is that you're going to find that you're actually going to be like winning more, receiving more. You're actually going to feel better. You know, those things some people try and find, and they try to do by doing all types of external things, but you just doing that, if you feel, as you said, better for doing something like that, just giving in some type of way, and someone even says thank you, that is just like one of the best feelings ever. And you'll find other opportunities and aspects of your life will start to be
change
and start to change.
Because you remember you were telling me, like, just a few days ago about this boxer who he had a fight, and he gave all his all the winnings of his fight to a charity or something like that. And you thought, wow, that was millions and millions of pounds. How could he do that? But then all of a sudden he got a huge deal.
Then came back tenfold.
Yeah, he got a huge deal. You know, from some sort of network, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like that amount, that the deal that he was given, you know, paled in significance. You know, I mean,
exactly.
You know, what he had given paled in significance to that deal, because that was like, as you said, you know,
it was massive,
masses times over. Yeah. So it's amazing. As you said, it's like a paradox. It's like, can I trust this? Can I believe it? You know, are you telling me that if I, you know, give from the heart, you know, something's going to change, something, you know, it's hard to believe when you think of it, you allow your mind to think of this logically. It does not make sense.
It doesn't.
How does it make sense if I don't have much and I give, that I will suddenly receive? It doesn't make sense logically.
Yeah, and as you said, some people might say that if I don't have much, how can I give? And if I don't have much, I will have less.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So I can't.
Yeah.
I've got to hold on.
Yeah, I've got to hold on
to what I have.
I've got to hold on, and I've got to just try and get as
well.
Yeah,
more to add to what I'm holding on to.
Yeah, to add to what I'm holding on to.
And you know, it's not, you know, it's like a natural thought process to think in that way. And, you know, I can't say, like, in the past, I've kind of had that kind of thought pattern in the past. But, you know, as I've grown, as I've had more wisdom, as I've had more understanding and learning, I've realised that no, you know, that is not a great energy flow, you know, because we're talking, you know, whether you believe in things working energy and stuff like that, but, you know, you have to change by holding on. you are not opening up to receiving, because you're saying, I'm holding on to everything and I just need to add to whatever I have. You know, I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to be open to the process of receiving, because you're holding on. You know, it's like you've got your fists clenched.
Yeah.
And you're saying, I'm not giving. No, I'm holding on to this.
It's like, exactly, how can you receive if you're, you know,
or I don't have much left to give, you know. But remember, that's if you're thinking in terms of, you know, maybe monetary terms, or, you know, if it's something you're thinking of, like, I'm not giving.
Yeah. And even if you think about it on a, you know, emotional sense or something like that, some people feel like, well, this has happened to me in life,
so I'm not giving love.
I can't give love, or I can't give happiness or gratitude or kindness to someone, because my own life doesn't reflect that or live that at this moment. I was once like that, or maybe one day I will, and when this happened, then I can give it, and blah 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 blah. But as you said, you're holding on once again to a certain experience or emotion from that or something, and that's why giving is important, because when you give, it's almost like it allows you to open up naturally. Correct. Because by giving, you let go of the old. That's the thing. So even if it's emotional, or whatever, you know, this and that, you're still letting go of the old, and you're opening your way for something new. So that's how powerful it is.
Because some people will say, well, you know what, I can never find love. You know, love never comes. You know, I get all the bad luck. I meet all the bad people. You know, so there's no way. I'm going to keep my barriers up. I'm not going to give of my heart, or I'm not going to give of my love, or anything like that emotionally, because hey, I always get bad coming back to me, or you know, when I open myself up to people, I get hurt, and it's happened several times, and so on and so
people
forth.
Do say that.
But you have to, when it comes to that process, you have to perceive it as this is a pattern. You know, you are creating a pattern, and you have to say, you know what, I have to treat each new situation without clinging on to the past, like what you were saying about letting go. I know we were talking about giving, but, you know, all these things kind of intertwine, don't they?
Because the giving doesn't let go.
Exactly. So you say to yourself, well, you know what, that happened to me last time. It's been a regular thing, maybe. It's maybe a pattern, but I need to break it. And you give each new person or situation or circumstance another chance. You know, let me try this time to not be so closed off, to not, you know, lock yourself down. Because even that can also lead to a situation where, I locked myself down so much that I missed an opportunity. You know, I was so closed off that, you know, the person lost interest, or, you know, I didn't give enough of myself, and they thought I was a cold person, or, you know, it can all go downhill. But treat each situation as a new one, and be open to a new process. Even if you've had failure in the past, it doesn't matter. You have to give it a try, isn't it? You have to say, I'll start again with this. This time I will open up. I will be myself a bit more. And you see what happens. If it falls back in your face, you say, well, the next time I have another go. You don't say, I know it's easy, because I know obviously there is this saying that once bitten, twice shy kind of thing. But you always have to start with a clean slate, I believe. Learn from the past, but don't let it dictate the next phase of your life. So you go on you know, still try and muster the strength to give, even on the emotional side as well.
Yeah, it's definitely true. And I think, to add to the wonderful stuff that you said there as well, it's like, if you're giving and being blown out by it because you feel you're not getting back, once again, that's telling you more about yourself, about, okay, so right now I'm giving in a conditional way.
It's
and
true.
the whole part of this,
because
is
you
to-
are, when you're giving in that way, it is conditional. It's
Yeah.
not unconditional.
Yeah.
That's true.
and
Yeah.
that will even tell you more about yourself and say, regardless of what anyone does, happens, this and that, I unconditionally give, and I give of myself. Because sometimes you could find that if you do open up and give, and that's a huge step for you, and let's say in the sense of the relationship or whatever, there's some rejection, it's not personal to you. Like you can't, like, you could go back into your old story and replay it and go, oh, this always happens, this is why I never give, people just taking advantage of me, or it's a waste of time, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But whoever is not receiving or accepting what you're giving, just understand that it's not for them, or for whatever their own reasons could be, their own reasons.
Yeah.
They have their own story, their own experience, this and that. Your thing is just to give, and that is it. Whether people want to accept that, or it connects and resonates, or it doesn't, that will just be whatever is meant to be.
Yeah.
But if you're giving from the goodness of your heart and from a great place,
Yeah.
the only thing that you should be thinking of is, I know whoever is meant to accept this and I'm meant to get on with, and it goes further, will be the right person.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
But I'm not worrying about it. I'm not judging it.
Yeah.
I am just happily giving
From
of
that
myself
place.
and from that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. And that makes it unconditional.
And that's when it becomes
when
unconditional.
you're giving and you say, well, you know what, if I do open up and then it goes wrong, then then that is conditional.
That's a conditional.
You know, that is you're in a conditional mind frame, and so it's not necessarily going to work.
Exactly, because it's based
You're coming
on
from
the conditions of it meets whatever I want it to. You know, and that's controlling it. That's trying to we're going back again to
that.
try. And that's it. So when it is from that place of being unconditional, as you said, from a more open place, and things like that.
And I find that when you give in that way, just, I don't know, doorways start to open. You know, things start to, if I can even use the term, things start to magically happen in an unexpected way. You know, it's like, you know, I did that, and then the next thing I knew, you know, and you can't even dream or imagine what it is will come back to you.
It is,
you know,
it's very
by
true.
being unconditional, anything good. But because it's good energy, you receive good energy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's unconditional good energy. So you don't know, like, what goodness will come back, because rarely do bad things come back if you give in that way. You know, rarely. It's when you give conditionally that negative things can be returned, you know, which you don't want. You know, so it's best to be coming from an unconditional state.
I totally agree, and it's almost like you said there, that once you do that and you are more open in giving and more open and coming from that place, it's almost like life opens up, and the goodness, you know, the goodness of life opens up to appear more to you. And sometimes, as we say, it's more because you've opened up now, that you're not only starting to see it more, but you're starting to receive it more. But you start to recognize that actually, wow, like this is like life now, or type of thing. Because you've opened yourself. You're not closed off. Yeah, like you haven't closed yourself to it, or you haven't this and that. You've really opened yourself up, and life has opened itself up and
to you.
It really does feel like that.
You know, I mean, you know, for those watching, I don't know. It's like this sort of guidance or information is basically just to encourage you to open up whatever is being closed off. And giving is a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Giving is a way of helping you do that.
Because if you're waiting to still get something and something hasn't happened, or you're complaining why, or you're losing faith in why things, if you start to give, I'm telling you, wherever you want, or even things you didn't know but they're good for you anyway, will start to appear and happen. Like, because it's that opening yourself up, it's that sort of as you said, it's like a paradox, as we said, but try it out for a month, and I guarantee things will happen that haven't happened for years.
Yeah, that's a good challenge to set yourself.
Try it out, and you'll see the difference. But not only in the world around you and how things are responding to you, but within yourself, the way you feel.
Yeah.
You will feel
it's definitely helps you feel better.
Much
in many
better.
ways. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this session, and as always, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We love to have new people join us, and if there's anything that we've said that you feel that has helped or worked for you, just let us know in the comments below and things like that. It's always nice to hear back from people that are listening or watching and enjoying our content. Hopefully.
Exactly. And as always, if you like the episode, then give it a like, or even pass it on. Stick a thumbs up, and even pass it on to someone who may need it, if you think it can help them as well.
Yeah.
And if you want to join and be part of the family, you're always welcome. Hit the subscribe button, and that's pretty much that. So I guess this is Mum and Son. Keep giving, and thanks for even watching and being here, and we're going to be giving you more as well, so look out for that. So this is MumNSon, and we are done. See you on the next one.